Hello, 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 everyone. Not really sure if I'm live yet. I think we say that pretty much every time we do this. And I'm still not fully live yet because of things showing up on my browser. There we go. So welcome. I know it's going to take a while for some of you to get here, but this is for all those folks who kind of catch up with the recording later on so that they have a little bit of song and dance in order to start off the video with. No, don't worry, I'm not going to sing. I won't subject you to that, and I'm definitely not going to get up and dance. But sometimes we have to have things to talk about. So first of all, I want to say happy solstice to everyone, regardless of which holidays we celebrate. We can all acknowledge that it's the solstice. And if you're coming in and tuning into an astrology page, you're probably very well aware that it's the solstice. So we can all say happy solstice. So happy solstice to everyone. You can drop me a hashtag hello or just a hello over in the chat window. It's always nice to know who's watching and who's here. And if you're watching this on replay, drop me a hashtag replay or just a replay so I'll know that you're watching it on replay. So what am I here to talk to you about tonight? I wanted to come on and discuss some things about healthy approaches to prediction. Because I find in the nearly 30 years that I've been working with astrology that a lot of people have a very unhealthy relationship with prediction. And there's nothing wrong with prediction per se, but there is something wrong with an unhealthy relationship to prediction. So first of all, what I want to say to you is if you're somehow under the impression that there are astrologers out there who can predict with 100% accuracy 100% of the time. Truth of the matter is that there isn't. There's not. It just doesn't exist. We're humans. Sometimes we miss things. Hello, Andrew. Good to see you here. We're humans. Sometimes we miss things, right? Sometimes astrologers are tired. Sometimes it's just that, the person's meant to not get a perfect prediction. Sometimes mistakes are made. Sometimes mistakes are made on the client side because it's an inaccurate birth time. So there's no such thing as a perfect prediction ratio. As a matter of fact, I'm sure everybody here has heard of the great K.N. Rao. And K.N. Rao actually says that he considers a technique accurate if it's accurate 60% of the time. So that lets us know that, a lot of the best astrologers are working with astrological techniques that are accurate maybe 60% of the time, which means there's always a 40% chance that a prediction will go wrong. Now, in the years that I've worked with astrology, I've encountered clients who have come to me and they have asked for a prediction. And when a prediction is given and it doesn't work out, then the response that you get is, what happened? What did you get wrong? Or what did you miss? But it's none of those things. There's just no such thing as a perfect predictive capacity. And I'm going to explain why to you, and I hope that you'll stay tuned. And in addition to that, I'm going to explain some healthier ways to work with prediction. If you're just joining us, please don't be shy. Please say hello over in the chat window. It's nice for me to know who's watching. It's just fun, right? It makes it a two-way street rather than a one-way street. So please feel free to say hello. So your horoscope. A lot of times people think that they are their horoscopes. And you may have watched one of my other videos where I go into this, but truth of the matter is you are not your horoscope. You're not even the indwelling consciousness that's experiencing your horoscope. You're something that's beyond both of these. You have the capacity for unlimited potential within you, because the universe is within you and you are within the universe. Substitute your own personal philosophy or religion in those particular blanks. And in short, you are a divine being who's here, incarnate. So the potential within you is infinite. So you're not your horoscope. You're not the indwelling consciousness experiencing the horoscope. So what is the horoscope then? The horoscope simply shows your karmic tendencies. Your karmic tendencies, what you are naturally predisposed to do at any given moment in time, as shown by the patterns in your horoscope. Working with the Vedic system of astrology, that would be brought to the surface by the dasha periods, transits, etc. But note that word predisposed. You're predisposed to do that. So that means you're not just a zombie here. I am just a zombie experiencing things that happen to you. You're meant to be somebody who is here to move with the natural flow of the universe, to be a conscious co-creator of your own experience of consciousness. Conscious co-creator. So you're aware, and you're aware that you're interacting, and you're aware that you're co-creating your own experience of consciousness. So in short, being engaged, right? That's what you want to do. You don't want to be just somebody that things are happening to. So if something is predicted for a person and let's say it's something difficult, and that something difficult doesn't happen, well, quite often I've seen it that people with a high degree of awareness, because they're able to be aware of what they're needing to learn and tune into themselves more effectively, those things don't always happen to them, right? And sometimes when, let's say, for instance, something good is predicted and it doesn't happen, it can be because the person isn't co-creating it. They're just going, oh, well, I thought that was just going to happen to me, so I'm not going to participate. It'll just happen to me. In short, you have responsibility for your experience of consciousness, right? You're a conscious co-creator of that particular experience. So when predictions work, it's because we're behaving like those karmic tendencies in our horoscope. Okay, but we have awareness, so we can overcome things that might seem difficult, and we can equally interact in a manner that makes those good things that we might want not come true. So if we put too much weight towards prediction in terms of knowing what is fated to happen to me, the precision of what's going to happen to me, when am I going to get a job, what kind of a job is it going to be, who is the job going to be with, what country is it going to be in, what is my spouse going to look like, what characteristics will they have, when will I meet them, how will I meet them, what exact day is this going to happen? And I've predicted things down to an exact day before, but I also know it's not always perfect. So the thing is if we put too much weight towards working with astrology only in that way, then we're setting ourselves up for a letdown eventually. So what is a healthier way to work with astrology? Well, I'm going to give you my own personal opinion of that, which is if astrology shows the karmic patterns in our horoscope, when we're taking a look ahead at things, then approach it like a daily planner or a yearly planner or a 3-year planner or whatever time cycle that you're looking for, so that you understand when this period happens, it's going to be a period of time where these lessons are likely being presented to me. So I'm going to be aware that I might need to do some work on that ahead of time. I might need to, be aware of those patterns so that when I go into it, I can make the most out of it. Almost like a cosmic weather report, so to speak, is understanding that you're going into a period where you're being asked to work on some things, right? And applying yourself to the task is probably the best thing that you can do. In that particular instance, right, in terms of working with things from a predictive level, that's really the best approach. Those patterns, those time periods can be off by a little bit though, because some people don't have super accurate birth times, but it's still being aware of a general period that you're working with and what those particular lessons are. And I actually wanted to share with you that I am offering year ahead consultations based on that particular approach. What we'll do if you schedule in this consultation with me, which is available at a 15% discount, what we'll do is we'll take a look at month by month, the year ahead, and set it up as a yearly planner for you, broken down on a month by month basis. And that's in my 2023 year ahead consultations. I'm going to put the link to that over here in the chat window. And the 15% discount code is Solstice in all uppercase letters, right? And it's $149. This consultation is going to last up to 90 minutes, dependent upon how quickly we wrap things up with. And it's only $149 for that particular length of time. Plus, with the discount of brought on by the Solstice code, that will give you an even lower price than the 149, whatever 149 minus 15% is. So that's a really healthy way to approach astrology. Approach it as a planner. But the best use of astrology really is knowing yourself, understanding who you are, what you're here to work on, what those patterns are that you need to bring to your awareness, how you can approach those. That's the most profound way of working with astrology, and it's something that I call my empowered approach. As a matter of fact, the empowered approach contains both the planning approach to prediction when we approach prediction, and in addition to that, it's understanding who you are, how you're relating to that experience, what you're meaning to grow through at any given moment of your life, or just overall over the course of your life. I do a lot of work with the D60 and the D1, the main birth chart, working with things called the Shastyamsha deities, nakshatras, etc. And it brings up a very interesting story in relation to your own experience of consciousness. And interestingly enough, if you would like to work with that particular approach, it's generally best to do so spread out over a few sessions. And I put an offer out on my site the other day for the Empower Pack, which I'm going to put a link to here for you. The Empower Pack, the next two people who purchase the Empower Pack will get 3 one-hour consultations in addition to all 10 of the video courses on my site. And that's over 350 hours of Vedic astrology video courses. It's quite a lot that you're getting there. In addition to that, you'll get 2 free weeks of access to me over Voxer. What's Voxer? Voxer is a voice and video and text messaging app. What it allows my clients to do is, if you're in a position where you're getting stuck or working through something and you need a little bit of help, you can just shoot me over a message and I'll respond within 24 hours with the answers that you need. It's an extra layer of support. I have clients who've been working with that layer of support since I think like February, and it's been working exceptionally well for them. They've made so much progress just using that approach alone. So that's the Empower Pack. I put a link to that in the chat window. That is only $369 for 3 one-hour consultations, 10 Vedic astrology video courses, and 2 weeks of VIP access to me over Voxer. That's quite a package. So if you're interested in doing deeper karmic work or deeper self-work, that's the package for you. So just to give you a brief summary of those 2 offers, there's the 2023 year ahead consultations. You'll see that link in the comments section as well as down below. And there's a 15% discount code on that using the code Solstice. In addition to that, the Empower Pack is also on special offer at $369. And you get the video courses and the VIP Voxer access. So in short, that's the healthy way to work with prediction, in my opinion. I've seen from my own particular experience, if I get too attached to the way a prediction is going to work out, or not going to work out, I'm quite often either let down or left with a healthy surprise. In either instance, I generally find that if you attach too heavily to prediction in astrology, then you generally tend to find yourself not in the best of positions unless you approach it with a level of detachment. And of course, I do astrology for people, so I've been able to cultivate a decent level of detachment in terms of looking at things predictively in my own horoscope. I know it's not going to be 100% accurate all of the time, because sometimes we, just get caught in our own processes and don't pay attention to what we're experiencing in order to either help the process along, or we, don't approach it with the level of awareness in order to avoid difficult things happening. So in short, prediction's not always the best approach to get the most out of astrology unless you're able to approach it in a healthy manner. And that's why I wanted to share that concept with you, as well as a little bit more about the empowered approach to astrology. I see there's some people that are here. Please feel free to say hello. If you have some questions about what I've just been talking about, or questions in general, aside from asking me to interpret your horoscope here live on YouTube. If you have any questions about things, please feel free to put them over in the chat window. I'll wait a moment or two just to see if anybody has a chance to do that. Inevitably, what I always find is that I disconnect, and the next thing I know, there's a question over there in the chat window. So we'll wait a moment and see if anybody has anything to say. Great. Well, what I'm going to say is thank you so much for watching tonight. If you want to take advantage of the nearly 90-minute consultation, which is a 2023 year ahead planner at a 15% discount on $149, please go to the top link. If you'd like to have the whole shebang, which is the 3 one-hour consultations, 10 Vedic astrology video courses, and VIP access to me over Voxer for $369, please go to the bottom link. Now, the 15% discount only active until tomorrow night at midnight, so Tuesday, 13th of December at midnight. And the Empower Pack offer, there's only 2 more of those available. So if you want it, you should act soon. How do people with the strong Dharma compare to those with more free will? I think what you're saying is that how do people with a strong sense of, I'm meant to follow this particular path, versus people who are going, I just go in whatever direction I want? That's a rough question to answer, because a lot of it depends upon the person's level of self-awareness. So someone with a great level of self-awareness acting upon free will would be someone who's following their Dharma, because they understand their Dharma and they know their Dharma. I think that Dharma is a concept that's meant to be flexible and meant to grow as much as the person is meant to grow. In terms of philosophies or religions in connection with Dharma, for some people, that aspect of Dharma stays the same their whole life. For other people, that changes over the course of their life. So what I'm kind of picking up on you saying, and you can tell me if I'm getting it wrong, Andrew, is how do people with a strong sense of, this is fated for me, compared to those with more free will? It's really hard to say, because it's going to be different for each person dependent upon the level of awareness that they're doing. But one thing I have definitely learned through working with astrology, regardless of who I'm dealing with or who I'm working with, is a lot of it boils down to how much or how well you're able to act from your heart rather than acting from your head. And by heart, I don't mean your emotions. I mean your spiritual heart. Think of the concept of the heart chakra, which is also known as anahata. And the meaning of anahata, or a couple of the meanings of anahata, being the sound made by two things not striking each other. So the sound made by two things not being at odds with each other. So that relates to the whole self, right? Or as whole as the self can be while we're here incarnated. In addition to that, another meaning of anahata is unwounded. So when we're acting from that pure, innocent place, then we're acting from our dharma, because the flow of inspiration that is, genuinely us is where we're moving from. I hope that answered your question. I'm going to wait and see if anybody has another question here for just another moment or two. That was a good question. Okay. I want to thank everybody for watching today. And for those of you who are watching this in replay, please feel free to give me a hashtag replay. It's just always nice to know who's here, who's tuning in. And I will talk to everybody some other time. Take care of yourself. Bye now.